Okay, for this extension activity, this is what you're going to be creating. It's a cover letter for an article that you've written. So what you're going to do is you're going to open Adobe InDesign. So start all programs and you should be able to find it. It's Adobe InDesign. If it's been used recently, you should also be able to find it just on the start menu when it first pops up. Okay, so you're going to be starting a new document. It's going to be for print. We want it to have one page. We want it to be portrait, and everything looks okay, so go ahead and click OK. Pops up with a new document. We're going to put guides on the page so that it's easier to create our layout. So I'll create a guide, and we want to change our rows to 2 and click OK. And we're going to move this first one up so that it is at 2 inches. And if you look over here on the left where our ruler's at, you can see that it lined up with the 2-inch mark. We're going to drag our other one. So click on it, drag it up, and we want the other one to be at 1 inch. Okay, go back to layout and create guides, and now we want to create our column ones. So we're going to click 2 columns, because if we just have one column, nothing appears. So we're going to have 2 columns, and go ahead and click OK. And we're going to move this one to 1.5, and we're going to delete our other line. So click on the other line and press the delete key. Okay, so these are how our guides should look. Okay, so we're going to start by drawing the spider. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and hold the rectangle tool. Sorry about that. Okay, so you're going to click and hold the rectangle tool until the list pops up, and you're going to select ellipse tool. Click on it and start up here in the top left hand corner, and you're just going to draw the body for the spider. Okay, if you look up here, this is our stroke, which is the line that goes around. It's 1 point and the color, or it's solid and the color's black. Okay, and we want to also fill it in, so we're going to click on the stroke and change it to black. Okay, we're going to draw the eyeballs now. So, and click on the ellipse tool and draw your first eyeball. We want to change the fill to paper, and we want to change the stroke to paper as well. Okay, press Control. Guess not. Okay, click on the selection tool and click off of it to deselect it. We're going to zoom in a little bit so we can see it better, so press Control plus and scroll up to it. Okay, and we're going to draw the other eyeball now, so click on the ellipse tool and go ahead and draw the other eyeball. Same thing, fill and stroke both to paper, and click the selection tool to deselect. Okay, so now we're ready to draw the legs. We're going to use the line tool, and we're going to go ahead and draw the first leg. So just go ahead and draw a line going straight up, leave your cursor where it is, click in again, and draw the next line. Okay, so we're going to draw all 8 legs. So I'm going to pull up my other activity so that you can see both the finished product and what I'm working on. Okay, so go ahead and just finish drawing all of the legs. Okay, so I finished drawing most of the legs. I'm going to finish drawing these two legs that create the box that goes around our text. So I want to zoom out a little bit, so Control minus. Oh, click back on this one, Control minus. And to move my screen so it's more centered in an area that I can see it, I'm going to hold down the Control key and just drag it. Okay, so my line tool is selected, and I'm going to go ahead and finish drawing my lines. Okay, don't worry about making them perfect yet, we can go ahead and move them. Okay, so the green line appears on your screen. This means that the line that we are currently drawing is the exact same distance from the bottom of the page as the other line that we drew. We want them to match up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add the text in. So click on the Type tool, and we are going to draw a box for where we want our text. And in all capital letters, type misunderstood spider. If I can spell it right. Okay, and we're going to change the font, all of it to 24 points. Take our selection tool and drag out the size of the box. Okay, and now we're going to increase the size of the letters and spiders. So I double clicked and it took us back to the Type tool. Highlight the S, change it to 30 points. P is going to be 36 points. The I is going to be 48 points. The D is going to be 60 points, and then we're going to go back down. So the E is 48 points. The R is 36 points, and the S is 30 points. Okay, so we're going to draw our next text box. Go ahead and click and draw. By, and then you're going to put your name. Okay, and we want this centered. So highlight everything, come up here and click Align Center. Okay, and then if we use our selection tool, we can go ahead and drag our box, and this tells us where center is. Okay, so the purple line that goes all the way through, this one's the center of the page, but we don't want the center of the page, we want the center of our thing that we drew. So if we go ahead and drag our line around, it's going to go ahead and start putting lines to show you different places that it aligns with. I don't know if it's going to, there it is. Okay, so it is aligned center with the text box above it. Our text box above is not quite where we want it. Okay, so we're going to move it so that it looks center, and now we can go ahead and move this one so that it aligns center with the text box above it. Okay, and we want this text box centered in the middle of the page. So our purple line appears, it goes all the way across, and it goes through the center of our text box. Okay, and we're going to scroll down and draw one more text box. And we're going to type, use the text type tool. Okay, so in this text box we're going to type the name of the school. since we wrote this report for a school report that we are turning in, and we're going to type the month and year. Okay, and we want to center this one also. We'll highlight everything, center a line, use the selection tool. Okay, and we want it centered with the other two, and about there. Okay, so our lines don't quite match up like they do in this one over here, where they go, or the spider legs go just above the start of the text box. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this line, and we can click in the bottom right hand corner right here on the resizing box, and we're going to drag it so that it goes where we would like it to be. Same thing with this one. Drag it up, make sure it's the same length as the other one. Click off of it, and we're going to see how that looks without our grid lines. So I'll click on the drop down arrow for our view on our application bar and click on preview. Okay, this one's kind of hard to see. It makes the text kind of hard to see, so we're just going to move it over a little bit. Same thing with this one. Okay, that looks good. So go ahead and save it and upload it in Edmodo.